is up, guys? It's Proton, Mila over here. Long time no see. Guess what? In this video we're gonna get to learn about a cake that is known as the impossible cake, and it's actually also known as the egg custard cake. This was inspired through my cousin, who is a May baby, and she decided to make her own birthday cake. And I've been contemplating as to what to make for my brother, and I was like, hey, you know what, I should try that out too. And it came out really good. Heads up, this was actually my very first time making it, and I'm very excited to share the results with you guys. I was very proud of myself, and I wanted to spread the love, and I hope you guys enjoy. But anyways, before I actually get started, I wanted to share this, that the most mind-blowing thing about this cake is that the way that you prepare it and put it in the oven, it comes out completely the opposite, and you're just like, how did that happen? Like, I don't even understand, but it's pretty cool. I was really surprised too. I was like, Mom, I'm pretty sure I didn't put it like that. But yes, it flips. The egg custard mix goes to the bottom, and then the cake batter goes up. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy this. But anyways, let's get started. So first, guys, we are going to get started with our sugar glaze, and we are going to cook this under medium heat. I definitely recommend leaving it alone, just letting it cook by itself, letting it grow just like a beautiful tree. Don't do anything. I definitely learned my lesson the hard way when it comes to making a sugar glaze, and honestly, leaving it alone under medium heat is the best option to do. So you're gonna see the magic happen without your intervention. But as you guys can tell, until you see the browning that you really want, you can honestly take it off now, or you can wait until it browns a little bit more. I waited until it got a little bit more golden, and then after that you're going to turn off your stove so that you can mix the sugar together and you don't get any clumps, and you will see that clumps melting away. After that, I recommend that you guys pour it onto your mold as soon as possible, because I actually made the mistake of waiting a little bit too long, and you guys can tell that the sugar is not spreading as much as I'd like it to. So I actually had to reheat the mold and I had to use a brush as well to kind of spread the love, as you guys can see. But after this, we are going to go into part 2. So guys, on this part we are going to be making our cake batter, and as mentioned, the ingredients that you guys will need are in the description box, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick visual. And while we make our cake batter, we're actually going to turn on our oven to 390. For this section, guys, I wanted to share with you guys that it's so much more easier to mix your ingredients one by one versus just dumping everything together and kind of seeing, the magic, the mess up magic that happens when you just lump everything together. I've definitely learned the hard way that it's so much more easier to take my time with each ingredient and, one by one, continue to add it, just because it gives it time to slowly adjust to the batter, and it just makes it a more unison mix versus, again, just lumping everything together and kind of just seeing the horribleness that happens when you do that. I have found it very helpful, as mentioned, because it decreases the amount of lumps, and who wants a lumpy cake batter? It looks so professional and creamy and smooth when you take your time with each ingredient. So guys, once it is time to use the flour, I actually decided to, add it a couple times while using a strainer, because it allowed me to sift the flour, thus definitely decreasing the amount of lumps that I would get on my batter. So, and also, as you guys can tell, it decreased the amount of lumps around my batter. So later on, you guys will notice that the lumps around my batter actually decreased because I decided to use a spatula. The whipper wasn't really helping, so I used a spatula to mix everything together, and then I went and whipped it again. But yes, it was definitely very helpful to add the flour and strain it along the way. And I actually decided to also add it in a few servings, not just in one go, because the lumps that occurred throughout or just around my batter really bothered me. So it was definitely very helpful. But on this part of the video, guys, I'm actually adding the last few touches to my cake batter, and you guys can definitely see that it's becoming more creamy, more smooth. And as for the lemon zest, or better say the lime zest, it's definitely up to you guys if you guys would like to add it or not. But I found it very delicious. But I'm going to continue mixing this until I get that desired mix that I get. So I'm going to whip it one more time, and that should be good enough for us to finally put into our mold. Yay! But it's now in the mold, and we can definitely go into part 3. Good news, guys. For this portion, you actually will not need a specific order to add your ingredients. So I actually had a lot of fun trying not to make a mess, and by God's grace, a leakage did not happen whatsoever. So I'm very grateful that I managed to mix everything and not have it be a mess. It was definitely the milk that gave me the heads up that I was putting a little bit too much in my NutriBullet, but it didn't leak, so victory! And then once it's time to add it into your mold, I definitely recommend to use a spoon to kind of give a waterfall effect so that it doesn't pierce your cake batter. And we are going to be using a water bath technique to bake this cake, so I definitely recommend to put aluminum foil at the top. And as mentioned, it will be baked at 390, but we are going to cook it for about 1 hour and 35 minutes. And just like that, 1 hour and 35 minutes have gone by. So guys, after it is done, I definitely recommend to let it sit for a few minutes before you decide to flip it. And I actually decided to seek some help. As you guys can see, the extra set of hands. So you can see the beauty of art that happened. And if you guys remember how you added the cake batter and the egg custard mix, you notice that these ingredients flipped. Not only was it really fun to make, but it was very delicious, so I definitely would like to try it again.